next car I was to drive, I had to travel by Concorde to New York, a private aircraft to mid-Ohio, to a wonderful, picturesque little racetrack tucked away in the center of the state of Ohio. And there I had the Indianapolis winning Penske to drive. Very impressive car, the car that Rick Mears was to win the 1988 Indianapolis 500 in. And the contrast from driving a Formula One car of the current era to suddenly stepping in to an Indianapolis car was giant. First of all, I felt that as if I might have been sitting in the sitting room of Glen Eagles Hotel. There was all the space in the world round the car. The car felt that a man could sit in it almost of any weight and still be comfortable and be able to drive it. I found the instruments, however, just a little bit difficult to read because of my positioning in the car.
No, you see, even with that, Derek, even with that, I cannot see the reference. And I just have to tell you, whatever you guys say, whatever you guys are telling you.
On the top of the...
Oh, well, in that case, you can see it. If I'm up here, I can see it.
Hey, we put them where they like to be.
Oh, yeah, sure. No argument. Yeah.
The other problem was that the racetrack itself was very dirty. There had been a race the previous day, and it had been heavy rain, and they had allowed the public to walk across the track and other vehicles to come out of the grass and go on the racetrack. So therefore the conditions were not ideal. Lots of dust, and the track was damp. So we had to race on wet weather tires to test the car.
Maybe they're going so fast now there is no time.
Our drivers don't know what urbanonics is. If for any reason you do run out, you can get the electric pump with that switch there, but you don't need to normally. That's power for the dash and ignition's on the wheel.
The power was the other thing that I noticed that was vastly different, because the Indianapolis cars have only single turbochargers. So therefore, when you press the accelerator pedal, there is a great lag, a great delay before the power immediately picks up. So you had to anticipate the exit points way in advance to get maximum power on. The power itself, once it came on, was very smooth and not too difficult to drive. An extremely smooth power plant it was, the Ilmor Chevrolet V8, and very smooth, perhaps one of the smoothest racing engines I have ever driven. Extremely tractable, very flexible. The brakes, the handling of the car were very nice and very gentle. There was more suspension on that car than you would have got in a modern day Grand Prix car. And it would only perhaps suggest to me that the technology at Indianapolis is probably still 3 to 5 years behind Grand Prix racing. The turnout of the car, however, was immaculate. In motor racing in America, one man rules and has a tremendous image with regards to presentation and preparation. That man's name is Roger Penske, the name on the car that I was driving. His team were immaculate, the transporter was immaculate, the manner in which they fitted me into the car was very professional. Because so many people drive Penske cars, from small people like Rick Mears, a man of average height like me, to taller men like Danny Sullivan, to heavier men of my vintage like Al Unser Sr., it means that the car has to be adaptable for a great many people. So therefore that great amount of space that the cockpit affords obviously allows various dimensions to sit in. Even the screens that are around the cockpit of the car, they have a selection of. So therefore they were able to, in a matter of 20 minutes, fit me into the car with pedal adjustments, column adjustments, steering wheel adjustments, and fairing adjustments to be absolutely ideal for the job in hand. It was a pity that I wasn't able to drive the car properly on slick tires to get down to what might have been a very competitive lap. But it certainly gave me an idea of what kind of performance that one would expect from a kart Indy car. Because more than half of the IndyCar series now in the United States of America are on road courses. So the days of the mighty oval are over. Of course, Indianapolis is the one that you have to win. And it was this very car that I was able to drive on that day